The fate of Australians detained in camps for people linked to IS has been uncertain for many years, particularly since the fall of the Assad regime in late 2024. On Monday morning local time, 11 women and 23 children in the Al Roj camp were bundled into waiting vans which had been organised by their families, hoping to begin their long journey home. The ABC has been told Australian passports had been issued for the group, although that has not been confirmed by Australian authorities. The group of 34 left Al Roj under the escort of Kurdish security forces who control the area around the camp. But soon after, they received a message from Syrian government authorities that they wouldn't be allowed to continue because their travel had not been coordinated, and the convoy turned around. There are two camps in Syria where IS families have been detained, Al-Hol and Al Roj. Al Roj is close to the Turkish and Iraqi borders and remains under Kurdish control, and that's where it's believed the majority of the Australians in Syria have been living. There's even references over the years to one part of the camp being called Australia Street. The area around Al-Hol, further south, is in an area under Syrian government control, with authorities reportedly wanting to shut it down. It's a long drive from Al Roj to Damascus, more than 10 hours on the road, and the Australian families are expected to try again. The Australian government was quick to insist it is not involved in any repatriation mission. The Home Affairs Minister Tony Burke's office denying any involvement and also saying that security agencies are monitoring the situation in Syria so that they are ready should any Australians try to return home, adding that any who have committed offences will face the full force of Australian law once they return to the country. The Australian government is, however, under an obligation to provide things such as passports to Australian citizens, and that has prompted demands for answers from the federal opposition, wanting to know exactly what the government knows about this group, what support has been provided, and what the assessment is of security agencies, whether or not they pose a threat to the community given a prolonged exposure to Islamic State ideology. We know that there have been repatriations in the past, back in 2019 and 2022, and last year a group of Australians made their way back to Australia from Syria under their own initiative there. Humanitarian organisations have long insisted that Australia and other countries have a responsibility to bring their citizens home from these camps in Syria.